So good morning one and all. So last class we are discussing about the introduction of a transformer. So transformers are broadly classified into two types. So one is the step up transformer and step down transformer. So in this, so based on the operating voltage or input voltage or primary voltage is greater than the secondary voltage. So this type of transformers are called as step down transformers. Second one is primary voltage is less than the secondary voltage. So this type of transformers are called as step up transformers. Step up transformers. So now today we are discussing about the EMF equation of a transformer. EMF equation of a transformer. EMF equation of a transformer. So what is the basic principle of transformer? Electromagnetic induction. Electromagnetic induction. So electrical parameters is to be converted into another parameters with the help of magnetic field. So that's why electromagnetic induction. So there is a separation of parts is to be distributed from one part to another part. So that's why which is called as a electromagnetic induction. The principle of transformer is electromagnetic induction. So now how much amount of EMF is to be generated in a primary winding as well as secondary winding. So first of all, so we can draw the general circuit diagram of a transformer. So this is the magnetic core. So which is to be connected across the so one is the primary winding, so which is equal to V1. So corresponding load voltage is equal to which is to be connected across the load, which is equal to V2, current I2, I1. So this is the basic circuit diagram. So in this, without change of frequency, the voltage and current is to be transferred to the primary to secondary. So the major function of transformer is at constant frequency, so or without change in frequency, voltage as well as currents is to be transferred to the primary to secondary with the help of magnetic core. So this is the magnetic core. So in this, so E1 is equal to induced EMF in primary winding. So E2 is equal to induced EMF in secondary winding. So F is equal to frequency in edges. So phi m is equal to maximum flux or maximum flux in Webers. So induced EMF in primary winding is to be represented in volts. So which is also is equal to volts. So these are the general notations of a transformer. So I1 is equal to input current, V1 is equal to input voltage, V2 is equal to load voltage, I2 is equal to load current. So these are the general notations of a transformer. So whenever the alternating supply, AC supply is to be given to the primary of a transformer, so which is always generates the flux in the magnetic core, which is always passing through the magnetic core. So in this direction. So that means when we are giving positive as well as negative supply, if you have to draw the frequency, so frequency or time period, so which is equal to time period, so corresponding which is equal to flux. if you have to draw the characteristics between flux versus time, flux versus time, okay, so which is equal to, so when we are considered as a half cycle which is equal to time period t, which is equal to t is the time period of a half cycle, time period of a half cycle, so which is equal to total time period is equal to t, so which is equal to t divided by 2, t divided by 2, half of the cycle is equal to t divided by 4, t divided by 4. So based on these two notations, so we can easily find out the EMF equation of a transformer based on this circuit diagram, based on this circuit diagram. So if you have to draw the characteristics between flux versus time, so which is also given the sinusoidal supply, so flux is to be represented in sinusoidal, but voltage is to be given to the primary of a transformer, V is equal to Vm sin omega t. So this type of voltage is to be directly given to the primary of a transformer, so which is to be generates the flux, which is to be generates the flux. So that flux is also is equal to sinusoidal quantity. That's why if you have to draw the characteristics between flux versus time, so positive cycle as well as negative cycle, the time period of one cycle is equal to capital T, half of the cycle is equal to t by 2, 1/4 cycle is equal to t by 4, t by 4. So V is equal to Vm sin omega t, I is equal to Im sin omega t. So this much amount of voltage and currents is to be directly given to the primary of a transformer, which is to be generates the flux. That flux cut by the primary itself, it induces an EMF which is called as a capital E1. So E1 is the EMF induced in primary winding. So how it is to be induces? So whenever the supply is to be given to the primary winding of a transformer, which is to be generates the flux, so that flux will be linked with the primary winding itself, it induces an EMF which is called as a E2, E1. So same amount of flux will be linked with E2, so which is also cut by the secondary winding, it is also induces an EMF which is called as a E2. So E1, E2, these two are the voltages is to be induced in a primary winding as well as secondary winding. So in this EMF equation, the magnitudes of these two EMFs is to be calculated. So to calculating the E1 and E2, E1 and E2. So first of all, average induced EMF, average induced EMF is equal to, average induced EMF is equal to d phi divided by dt, d phi divided by dt. So for considering 1/4 cycle, so for easily understanding of the concept of a transformer, we are considered as a 1/4 cycle. So 1/4 cycle means in this period which is equal to phi m. So maximum amount of flux is to be generated by the primary winding, which is to be denoted by phi m, so which is equal to t by 4, which is equal to t by 4. So average induced EMF, so small e is equal to, average induced EMF is to be denoted by small e, which is equal to d phi divided by dt. D phi is the change in flux, so that means maximum flux minus minimum flux. So this is the minimum flux is equal to 0, phi m minus 0 divided by, so which is equal to t by 4, which is equal to 0. So t divided by 4 minus 0 is equal to 0. So which is equal to phi m divided by time period and frequency, both are inversely proportional, So that's why 1 divided by 4 into f, t is to be replaced with, so because of, so therefore t is equal to 1 by f, t is equal to 1 by f. So which is substituting in place of t, when we are getting 1 by 4f is equal to 4 into f into phi m. If you have to find out the average induced EMF per conductor or per turn is equal to 4 into f into phi m, 4 into f into phi m. So this is equation number 1. So second one is, So we can easily find out the RMS value of a induced EMFs. So because of all the electrical quantities is to be represented in RMS values. RMS values. So that means root mean square values. So root mean square values is always is equal to some constant is to be multiplied with the average induced EMF, then only when we are getting the RMS value. So RMS value is equal to RMS value is equal to 1.11. So how to present the 1.11? So which is always is equal to form factor of a sinusoidal is always is equal to 1.11. So why we are presenting in this derivation? So because of when we are giving the voltage in sinusoidal quantity, so flux is also represented in sinusoidal quantity. So current is also is equal to sinusoidal quantities. So that's why whenever the voltage and currents or voltage and flux is to be represented in the sinusoidal quantities, then only form factor of a sinusoidal quantity is equal to 1.11. So that's why RMS value. So form factor is equal to RMS value by average value. So which is equal to RMS value is equal to 1.11 into average value. So that's why RMS value is equal to 1.11 multiplied with, so equation 1, 4 into F into phi m. 4 into F into phi m. So which is equal to 4.44 into F into phi m. So this is the RMS value of a induced EMF per turn. So we are considered as a per turn. But number of turns in a primary winding is equal to N1. Number of turns in a secondary winding is equal to N2. So for total number of turns, so E1 induced EMF in primary of a transformer, E1 is equal to EMF per turn multiplied with number of turns in a primary of a transformer. So which is equal to RMS value means EMF per turn is equal to 4.44 into F into phi m. So E1 is equal to 4.44 into F into phi m into N1. So this is the induced EMF in a primary winding. So how it is to be generating this quantity? Whenever the alternating supply is to be given to the primary of a transformer, so which is to be generates the flux, that flux will be linked with the primary itself, it induces an EMF. That EMF or magnitude of that EMF is equal to 4.44 into F into phi m into N1 volts. So similarly, so we can find out the E2. E2 is equal to 4.44 into F into phi m into N2. So EMF per turn multiplied with N2 when we are getting the induced EMF in secondary winding. So whenever the flux is to be circulating through the primary to secondary winding with the help of magnetic core, that flux is also linked with the secondary winding. It induces an EMF which is equal to 4.44 into F into phi m into N2. So in volts. So if you have to find out the ratio of these two voltages, so E1 divided by E2 is equal to 4.44 into F into phi m into N1 divided by 4.44 into F into phi m into N2. So these are all gets cancelled. So this equation is simplified into E2 divided by E1 is equal to N2 divided by N1. So which is equal to transformation ratio K, which is also represented as a transformation ratio K. This is very, very important for throughout the unit. Either 4th unit or 5th unit, we are always follows the transformation ratio. So K is a transformation ratio. So K is equal to E2 divided by E1 N2 divided by N1. So these are the voltages. So voltage and currents is always represented in volts, but whatever the voltage is to be developed in a primary winding of a transformer is always opposes the main cause of producing it, that is supply voltage. So according to the Lenz law, so in this supply voltage or alternating supply is to be given to the primary winding of a transformer, so which is to be generates the flux. That flux is to be linked with the primary winding itself. It induces an EMF. That EMF is always opposes the main cause of producing it, which is equal to supply voltage. So that means V1 is always is equal to minus E1. This is very, very important. V1 is always is equal to minus E1. So minus is always presented by the Lenz law. So because of whenever the induced EMF is always opposes the main cause of producing it. So how it is to be representing these two are in opposite. So which is to be discussed in next class. So when we are discussing about the transformer is to be operates on no load condition, on that derivation, so which is to be presented. So another one is so V1 is equal to minus E1. So V1 is equal to minus E1. So K is equal to E2 divided by E1, N2 divided by N1. Similarly, what is the relation between the currents? The last class also know. So the transformer is always operates on the ampere turns of primary must be is equal to ampere turns of secondary. So that means ampere turns must be is equal to ampere turns of secondary. So which is equal to ampere means current, turns means voltage. So because of when you are increasing the number of turns, automatically voltage is also increases. So ampere and turns, so which is equal to I1 N1 must be is equal to I2 N2. So this is the basic property of a transformer. So I1 N1 is equal to I2 N2. Otherwise I1 V1 is equal to I2 into V2. So because of number of turns and I1 V1 is equal to I2 into V2. So both the equations are same because of voltage is directly proportional to number of turns. So by using this equation, I1 divided by I2 is equal to I1 divided by I2 is equal to N2 divided by N1. So N2 divided by N1 is equal to K. So which is equal to K. So based on the current, which is to be transformation ratio is to be represented in terms of currents I1 by I2. So by comparing these all are equations. So one is V2 divided by V1 is equal to E2 divided by E1 is equal to N2 divided by N1 is equal to I1 divided by I2 is equal to K. So this is the final relation of a transformation ratio. So K is always is equal to output voltage by input voltage, secondary induced EMF divided by primary induced EMF, number of turns in secondary divided by number of turns in primary. So input current divided by output current or primary current divided by secondary current is equal to K. So we are easily identifying the transformation ratio of a transformer must be is equal to E2 by E1, V2 by V1, N2 by N1, I1 by I2. So I1 by I2 is to be coming from ampere turns of a primary must be is equal to ampere turns of secondary. So based on these three relations or these relations, so we can easily solving the problems. So one is the EMF equation of a transformers E1 and E2. Another one is transformation ratio. So these three equations, so we can easily solving the more number of problems. So this is the EMF equation of a transformer. So first one, so we are note down the notations of a transformer, so which is equal to E1 E2 frequency and maximum flux. average induced EMF is to be calculated for consideration of 1/4 cycle. So we can find out the average induced EMF per turn is equal to 4 into F into phi m. So RMS value is equal to 1.11 into average value. 1.11 is to be presented by the form factor of a sinusoidal quantities is equal to 1.11. So because of voltage and current, flux is also sinusoidal. That's why RMS value is equal to 1.11 into average value. 1.11 into 4F into phi m. So multiplying these two, EMF per turn is equal to 4.44 F into phi m. So then E1, E2 is to be calculated by substituting number of turns N1 and N2. So we can find out the transformation ratio of a given transformer is equal to V2 by V1, E2 by E1, N2 by N1 and I1 by I2. So next class, so we are discussing about the transformer is to be operates on no load condition as well as all load condition. Thank you.